Lying to medics by a Thai elderly man has seen the number of those infected by COVID-19 rise here in Thailand by a handful. But worse, seen medics, family and even his grandchildren's school put into place emergency action plans to avoid the spread through contamination. He'd gone to a medical centre on February the 23rd complaining of pneumonia, high fever and a cough, but repeatedly denied travelling to any high-risk country for COVID-19. Only later, after further tests, did he finally admit that he'd visited a high-risk country. By then, several staff had come into direct contact with him. He himself was transferred to a government hospital set up with a special isolation department. But medics, family and friends are now in what's called self-isolation, staying home behind closed doors, which is a procedure now used in the West and the UK too. All will be retested in 7 and 14 days' time. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission has fined each of 3 TV channels $500,000 baht each for live coverage of the mass shooting in Korat. This under the Broadcasting and Television Operations Act of 2008. Seen as potentially harmful and in some cases a direct supply of information to perpetrators. The reminder to all is that Saddam Hussein's Scud firers in the first Gulf conflict actually adjusted their aim based on news reporters who back then reported live too, telling viewers by how many metres the latest Scud had missed its target. Here, media is banned from such coverage under the broadcasting laws. And when a Buriram woman collided with a cow on a country road, she assumed at least that the insurance would fix her Mercedes. The 36-year-old was less than impressed when the assessor told her that her cover didn't include crashing into all animals. She claims a young calf ran out into the road. It was killed. It seems that her cover includes wild animals, such as elephants, but excludes farmyard animals. You might want to check your policy. Meanwhile, at home and in Pattaya, 4 Uzbekistani women were rescued yesterday by a team made up of police and Uzbeki embassy officials. This after allegations that they've been brought here under false promises and forced into prostitution. The condo raid saw several removed from the building and reports that they'd been promised high-paying jobs but not been paid at all and perhaps forced to become body sellers. Third Road is in a turmoil still, with roadworks seeing some side soys inaccessible and the main road full of holes being dug for either drainage or cabling. Either way, a road to avoid unless you fancy the frustration. A fight between beer bar operators in the city is reported to have been caused through jealousy and booze. It seems that one bought her bar from a neighbour, and thanks to her popularity along with that of her husband, they did pretty well. So the neighbour got jealous. A 5 o'clock in the morning fight between the expat husband and 3 Thai men left the expat worse off. Cops and medics were called, and the bar's probably reopened again by now, with even more customers all clamouring for the latest news on the brews. And Fabulous 103 is proud to be one of the sponsors of the Big Guy charitable organisation's Picnic for Kids on Satterheap Beach this weekend. Along with the Loft Pub, we raised funds for children in need, and having given the majority towards a new minivan for the Take Care Kids Foundation, when we heard that upwards of 450 children from local homes and rescue centres were out for the day, but more funds were desperately needed, we donated the rest quickly. The annual event is purely for the underprivileged and is always a fabulous day for the children. And with the Met Office promising highs today of 30 degrees, dropping down to just 26 with a good chance of showers, a hazy day with not much chance of the smog lifting, that is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.